The expressed views of the guests on this podcast are theirs alone and not necessarily endorsed by the host, TWBC, or any associated sponsor. Conversations that are robust yet balanced, on point and to the point. You are listening to the talk of tournament water skiing. This is the TWBC Podcast. And now, here's your host, Tony Lightfoot.
Well, greetings one and all, and welcome to this latest edition of the TWBC Podcast. My name is Tony Lightfoot, and I'm glad to have the pleasure of your company, and also glad to have the pleasure of his company, a skier that has definitely seen his stock rise over the last few seasons, and quite possibly one of the best overall skiers that you'll ever see from the nation of Italy. His name is Florian Parth. And it's good to have you here, sir.
Hey, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Good. So, Florian, we're here at San Gervasio. You're going to compete in the slalom event, obviously in the ProAm. But this is your home site, isn't it?
It is.
Tell us how that came about.
Well, I started at Tigas's place originally, and
over in Trento.
Yeah, right. And then I kind of wanted to start jumping because there was no ramp at that point where I was skiing there, and so the next option was San Gervasio, and so I kind of came here a couple of times just to jump, and then they created kind of a feeling between me and Claudio, I guess, and so I started coming here more and more, and then just decided to want to train here for good.
Okay, so what age was that?
I was about 12 years old.
You were 12 years old.
Yeah.
Make the decision to travel like 2.5 hours more from where you typically would ordinarily go to.
Right.
So I mean that must have been a bit of a scary experience, huh?
Well, I kind of knew that I had to do it if I wanted to stay in the sport, I guess. So I just didn't saw any other option. So it wasn't that hard, but thinking back, it was not easy.
Okay, let's go back a little bit further before you came to San Gervasio. You skied at Trento. Well, when did you learn how to ski?
So it was about with 8 or 9 years, I think, since my parents have a summer house at the Caldonazzo Lake. And so I just saw it from our house, and I just wanted to try to water ski, I guess. I don't know, so many kids want to do it, and then just I liked it so much, and so it started for me. I had no parent that skied before, so.
So I mean, you're the only one in your family who actually skis, right?
Yeah.
All right then. So from that point on, I mean, Your upbringing within the sport, basically your upbringing period, was in the German-speaking part of Italy, right?
Yeah, that's true. I grew up with speaking German, and then I learned Italian, and then English, I guess.
Do you still struggle a little bit with Italian these days?
Well, I'm surely not first language Italian, that I can say.
Yeah, I mean that's a remarkable combination of languages, German and Italian. Okay, and obviously you've learnt obviously English since then and picked it up during your training time here. So
yeah.
I mean you've obviously honed in a little bit on the jump event as being your favorite one. So I mean,
it's not really. I don't know. I feel like it's on the same level with slalom. I never say that jump is my favorite one, but it's on the same level as slalom because I like both really much. I just don't like tricks. I thought so. That's why I stopped tricking this year. Actually, I will maybe do it at nationals still, but
okay. And Italian nationals or collegiate nationals?
Both.
Okay, so 2 nationals. Okay, I got you on that one. All right then. So yeah, kind of alluded a little bit there to the fact that Florian's a collegiate skier, skier for the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. So. I mean, there have been a bunch of Italians that have competed for the Raging Cajuns over the years. I mean, there's been Alice, there's been Matteo Lazzeri, there's been Lorenzo Di Alberto. Trying to think if there's any. But yeah,
Edo, of course.
Edo Morenzi, of course, you know, and those are the ones that immediately come to mind. So there's obviously a wealth of knowledge there about collegiate water skiing. So when did you make the decision to say, all right, I'm not going to stay in Italy, pass into the fall, into the autumn. You know, I'm gonna move myself and to a completely foreign country, and be in college and be a collegiate skier.
Yeah, since like from little, I always stayed away from home, so that's not really a problem for me. And I always wanted to kind of get in the country where water ski is kind of bigger, because like in Italy it's not that big as in the US, I guess. And so since I got like a kind of an offer from ULL, I always considered going there, also because Edo was there, and I mean I knew I would have done one semester with him, so he kind of could help me with like the start and everything. So I wasn't scared of anything, and I think it was still like the best decision I took, because I don't know if I would have studied here in Italy, because just I don't know, I'm not a big study guy, I guess, and I kind of get through it in Lafayette till now at least. And so that was the decision. Yeah.
Would you say schooling's a little stricter in Italy compared to the United States, you know, discipline-wise?
Yes.
Okay, expand upon that if you could. I mean, have you had an experience?
It's just like more studying, I think, and you have less time, free time. So like I was actually surprised when I got there how much free time for skiing I got, because obviously when I had school in Italy, I could just ski the weekends, and now going to university like this, I can also ski like every day if I wanted to. So that was a big difference.
So did you have like a 12-hour semester or 15?
I had actually a 12.
You went with the minimum, which is 12. So that definitely gave you enough time to get out to the lake.
Oh man, yeah, a lot of free time.
All right then. So a German-speaking Italian being thrown miles and miles away from home in the United States. You know, what was that first class like on UF campus? I mean, especially when you kind of had to identify yourself, and you know the rest of the class was like, "Oh, hello, we got someone with an accent here."
Well, you know, it was like we have obviously ESOL, that's like English for not native speakers, where you really like have to introduce yourself and talk about yourself and why you're here and where you're from. And so that's kind of, but we were like just 4 people in that class, so it's not really a big deal. But like in the other classes, I have to say I didn't spoke that much, so I can imagine that they didn't even recognize that I was Italian, or maybe. And so,
well, they'd have probably twigged that you definitely weren't from around there. But I mean, they're probably their ears were probably not sensitive enough to realize that you were either German or Italian at that point. So so going away a little bit from collegiate skiing, European and European titles. You've won a few of those, haven't you? Or medaled at least.
I got under 17 gold medal in jump and the under 21 gold medal. Yeah, in jump always.
In jump, okay. And you say jumping's not your favorite event? I believe.
It's on the same level as slalom. It's absolutely one of my favorite. And also slalom is my favorite, so it's both the same.
Let's say you've had more success in jump than you've had with slalom,
that's a fact.
Which included the Masters this year. I mean, you were there at Callaway Gardens. You made it through to the jump final. You know, tell us what that experience was like. You know, because being invited to ski at Callaway Gardens,
it was actually a roller coaster. Because firstly, they didn't even wanted me to ski in the LCQ, because there was like a problem because they didn't saw my score from the year before, and so I wasn't on the list.
What?
And I wasn't on the list for skiers able to ski in LCQ, so I had a kind of trouble there getting into it. But then I got in. I was already stoked that I could do the LCQ, I guess. And then my first LCQ round was kind of badish, so I was kind of...
One you wanted to forget, huh?
Yeah, it was like really upsetting. Also because I fought so much to get even in the tournament. But then the day after, I jumped really good. I had my first jump actually was the 65 meters one, and I qualified with that one for Masters.
Okay, so you qualify for Masters, and that's and the turnaround from skiing the LCQ for the Masters is not a lot of time. I mean you got the invitation, you got to get the hotel room, you got to get the travel there, you know.
Yeah, well, we planned going there anyways. If I qualified or not, we wanted to go to Masters to see it, so we already planned like for the hotel and everything. So that wasn't even an issue. But like I just like really hired the ramp because I was skiing at 5.5, and just like 1 week before executes I got to 6 foot just because you can't ski with 5.5.
You can't jump 5.5 for the Masters, no.
So that was kind of a new experience, but it wasn't a bad experience for sure. It was for sure like a nice experience to see that 6 foot isn't that different from 5.5, and that really helped me, I guess, through my 2 weeks till Masters. And then at Masters, well, what happened, I guess.
Exactly. And I mean, by the time the spray had settled, you'd made it onto the podium. Not for the first time at Callaway Gardens. I mean, you'd had skied in the Junior Masters in the years before, so you weren't totally unfamiliar with the surroundings there. But then when you raise the ramp height and you've got the faster boat speed and you've got all the pressure of having competitors such as Joel Poland and Ryan Dodd, you know, and Taylor Garcia and all of those breathing down your neck, then it becomes a different game, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was actually pretty scared because like that would have been my third 6 foot ramp I ever tried in my life. So,
what were the other two?
I mean, I was at Jack's, I tried a 6 foot and a Picus.
Okay, so there weren't professional tournaments. So this was your first professional tournament.
Yeah.
With the ramp at 1 meter 80 high.
Yeah, exactly. So I was kind of scared how the ramp will be, or like, because you never know, I guess. But like the ramp was perfect, everything was good. I was also a little scared because I saw the juniors going crazy, I guess. So
yeah, Tristan Freiburg, right?
Yeah, and Tim, they crashed, and I was like, wow, the setup really looks rough, I guess. But then when I went out and like took the first jump, like a easy jump, I was like, all right, it feels similar, like it feels familiar. And then from the second one, I started pushing.
Okay, so what were your keys going into that event? Okay, because to qualify for one thing, but being able to maintain much of your technique and much of your strength and everything going into that event is another. You know, so when you left the dock, what were the last things that your coach told you to do before you jumped?
He just told me like that I should be happy being there, because not a lot of people like my age.
So it's managing expectations. Just manage it like, say,
just like
enjoy yourself.
Enjoying it, yeah. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the ride. And I enjoyed it. It was hell of a ride.
No doubt. And you definitely open the eyes of many people who follow this sport, especially with the jump event. But what about slalom? You know, because last year you had a pretty decent run here. I think it was either at San Gervasio or the European. No, it was actually
the year before. Last year I got hurt.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, last year you got hurt, so you couldn't compete in the actual Europeans. But the year before,
I had a good run. I ran for the first time 39 here in tournament, and then did like something like 3.5 and got into finals and had to compete against Nate in the finals, so that was kind of a crazy take. But yeah, I enjoyed it as well so much.
Do you sometimes have to pinch yourself a little bit to believe where you are right now?
Well, yeah, I still can't realize what I did on Masters. I feel like an okay jumper still.
Okay, we seem to be going back to jump. I was actually more referring to the slalom.
Jump, like slalom is okay. I mean, I don't feel great in slalom. I feel like everyone else, I guess, because there are so many people that can do what I can do. So it's like normal for me.
Okay. All right, then. So how do your events line up for this season? I mean, we haven't seen you too much with the slalom skiers so far this season.
Just at Lake 38 till now.
Oh, yeah, you done. Yeah. I remember you did Lake 38 not too long ago. And what did you score there? I think it was into 39.
I got 2 at 41.
Oh, 2 at 41, which is pretty much just slightly below the average of what a more competitor slalom skier tends to have. I mean, you can almost count Thomas de Gasperi on getting 3 at 41 every single time he goes out. So what do you think it's going to take from your perspective to actually get to that high echelon now?
Well, I feel just I have to ski more in slalom, because I kind of, with stopping tricks, I can ski more in slalom, and so I think doing that can get me to improve a lot in slalom, I think.
Indeed, but I mean, obviously you'll be tricking in the nationals. We just want to make sure, just for the reassurance for Ryan Gonzalez. Yes, he is going to trick for the nationals. He is not totally giving up on that quite yet.
No, I will.
Okay.
Put the dust off the ski there.
Yeah, exactly. Blow that off. So you train here, San Gervasio. You train here pretty much every day. Kind of give me an idea of what it's like to ski under the coaching eyes of someone like Matteo Lizzeri or Claudio Benatti.
No, it's great. I think I did a year at college, so like with other skiers coaching me and everything. That was for sure a nice experience as well. But like coming back to the coach you've been coached by for so many years is just so amazing, I think. Who's
had the greatest impact upon you when you ski collegiately? I mean, you introduce yourself to a number of different people on the team and what have you.
We had like a really nice skiing group there. It was Kenna for sure, Kenna Hansen, and then Alex Kiel and Lucas Pinette and Jack Silver.
Yes, of course.
I skied a lot with them, and it was actually so great. I had a lot of fun.
So, I mean, not so much coaching from them specifically, but just being a group with a lot of camaraderie.
Yeah, there were also like Nina, of course, and Kendra. And I love skiing with this group. It's just fun. It makes fun being on the water with them. Yeah.
Indeed, and there's going to be a whole new group of competitors in. I think one of them from Australia is coming to UL's campus, to the best of my knowledge, and I think about a couple more as well. And I'm sure that you look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see actually another Italian. I'm really hyped for that.
Who's the Vincenzo Marino, of course. Yeah. I mean, he's around here somewhere, So he trains over at Riccetto. That's the last I saw of him ski before this competition. So how important is it to have more than one Italian on campus as part of that scene?
It's so important. You can't imagine. I had Edo, and I had the most fun ever.
Indeed, and obviously Edo is graduated, and he's going to be skiing here in San Gervasio as well. But I mean, whenever you get a chance to go off campus and you're not skiing and what have you, and you sample some of the restaurants and what have you in Lafayette, I'm sure there are at least 1 or 2 Italian restaurants, and I'm sure that
I checked some out. Yeah,
you did. You checked some out. Are they any good? Are they any good compared to the Campagnoli, for instance?
No, man, no. It's not that. I swear. Here it's just different.
Yeah. I mean, what? I mean, kind of tell me, try and expand upon that.
It's just
how
like
different?
Maybe you get the same food, but the food just tastes different. Just like
fresher, huh?
Fresher, more intense. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and American Italian food is just meh.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't want to touch that anytime soon. And you probably have ordered pizza, haven't you?
Oh, I did. Actually, like I have a place in Santa Rosa. That's where I trained for a bit. It's actually really good pizza there. But in Lafayette, I couldn't find any.
You couldn't find anything?
No.
There's probably 1 or 2 places in Baton Rouge you might want to check out.
Yeah,
Monjuni's,
sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll probably take you there and sample what they laughingly call as pizza anyway. But yeah, you know. But we'll put a button on this TWBC podcast. I'm so glad to have had you here.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Not a problem. Just stay there for a moment, because I mean, what else do you have planned for the remainder of the season?
So I'm looking forward to go to California Pro. Jumping there.
Another jump event.
Yeah. Yes. And then.
Are you going to slalom in that, or?
Yeah.
You're going to slalom in that 2-event skier?
Yeah, and then I'm looking forward to do also the Mastercraft Pro, doing both there as well.
Okay, this is starting to sound a little bit better. Some 2-event competitions now.
And then I'm looking forward to ski the Grand Prix, the Jack Trails one.
Yeah, the Grand Prix, which is good. They're good. Yeah, one team's going to be real lucky to have you.
And then I'm questioning about going to maybe King of Darkness. I don't know, you know.
You're not fond of the night jump?
I have to retry.
Okay, because I remember you skied a night jump, didn't you? How did you jump there?
I got hurt in practice, so I didn't. I just skied one round. I didn't even ski the second round, so yeah.
Okay.
It was a little unfortunate for me there, but
so that's something that you may have to improve upon. But I mean, how do you go out and improve upon night jumping when there are no night jump events?
Oh no, it's just like, I guess, getting mentally prepared better. Maybe. I mean, I didn't get even hurt in the night. I just got hurt putting on my jump binding, so that's kind of awkward. But yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah, wise decision to not jump in the finals there at LA Night Jam. But I'm looking forward to seeing you there at the King of Darkness. Hopefully, you might get a set at dusk. You know, the closest that you can get.
I'm looking forward.
All right, then. That concludes this edition of the TWBC podcast. Thanking Florian Parth for being here.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Not a problem. And with that, that concludes episode 170 of this podcast. And with that, this is Tony Lightfoot saying ciao for now.
Thank you for listening to the TWBC podcast. Be sure to check out our website at waterskibroadcasting.com. Links to our presence on major social media platforms can be found there, as well as updates to our webcast and this podcast. Duplication or rebroadcasting of this broadcast without written consent of TWBC is prohibited. Subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform and be sure to join us next time for the next edition of the TWBC podcast.